Hey guys, my name is Sadie and welcome back to my channel. You may notice something a little different, or you may not notice, but I cut off all my hair. I'm feeling fun and fresh and ready for warmer weather, even though Seattle is not giving me warmer weather yet. In my last video, there was like this hair that stuck out on the side of my head like the entire video. I wasn't gonna go back and film it because it wasn't that big of a deal, but I was just kind of like getting tired of the long hair, always tangly kind of thing, so I decided to chop it all off. I feel like I can take on the world with my new power haircut. I feel someone told me I look very teacher chic and I loved that. I'm so used to like messing with my hair the whole time. I know I'm still going to do that because that's just what I do. Today's video is not about my new haircut, but I am here to talk about my current beauty / makeup favorites. I would call this like my February favorites because it's the month of March, but we're kind of late into the month of March, and these are products that I've been loving longer than just the month of February. So without further ado, let's get into talking about my current favorites. So my very first favorite that I wanted to mention is something you may have heard talked about here on YouTube because it is a new launch. My first favorite is this product right here, which is the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer. I think I may have spoke about the e.l.f. Camo Concealer in the past, but the original Camo Concealer is a very full coverage matte finish concealer. I liked using that. It is definitely high coverage and can cover up whatever flaws or mistakes. That concealer is definitely great. It can cover up anything that you are wanting to hide, but I have kind of drier skin in some places on my face, and I would notice that it would cling to those dry patches, and also it dried down super matte and really fast. So I was really excited to hear that e.l.f. was coming out with a hydrating version of this full coverage concealer. I almost dropped it. And as soon as I tried it, I know that I loved it. It definitely does not dry down as fast as the original Camo Concealer does, which I really appreciate it. The finish of it I appreciate so much more because if I'm using it to cover up a spot, it doesn't cling to it in a weird way and make it stand out any more than it would. It's a nice satin hydrating finish, as the name says. I've been using it on days where I don't want to go in with a full face of foundation and just doing a spot concealer thing here and there, and it totally does not look weird at all. The shade that I have it in is in the shade Medium Golden, and that's kind of like the perfect match for me. It's not any lighter because I don't really like to do the whole lighter concealer under the eye thing. I just like to go in with a concealer that pretty much matches me, and this is almost a perfect match. And I know there are some concealers that can look really weird if you're wearing them alone without any powder or foundation on top, and I know I've experienced that with the original e.l.f. Camo Concealer in the past. That's kind of hard to say. Maybe just for me. But this new hydrating version is perfect for those days where you just want to go in with concealer, and I just love how it wears on the skin, and it is definitely as full coverage as the original one is without having the same finish. It's more forgiving on the skin, and I am just loving it so far. And another thing is e.l.f. is a really affordable brand, and I feel like concealers are one of those things that you don't have to splurge on. I know I've heard so many people talk about that NARS concealer, but it's like $24 or $34, something crazy like that. But yeah, I am not about to drop as much money as I would on a foundation for just a concealer, so e.l.f. is a wonderful option if you are looking for a new concealer to try. I definitely recommend this one right here. The next favorite I wanted to talk about is another complexion product. This product I've been trying for 2 or 3 months now, and I am absolutely in love with it. It is the foundation that I've been using nearly every day that I've been going in with foundation, and this favorite is the Milk Makeup Flex Foundation Stick. This is the first foundation stick that I have tried and that I've actually enjoyed using. I feel like most foundations that come in a stick form, just something about applying them, it like drags across my skin, and the finish can just look dry and cakey. This Milk Makeup Foundation Stick retails for $36, and it is a nice medium coverage foundation. I know on just like an everyday basis, going in with a stick foundation is just one of the fastest things you can do. You can just swipe it all over your face, and I like to blend it in with this brush right here, which is the e.l.f. Ultimate Blending Brush. Usually when I'm blending in a foundation stick, I don't like to rub it in, but I just kind of like to pat it all over the place so I don't really lose any coverage. The shade that I have this Milk Makeup Foundation Stick in is the shade Medium Beige, which again, like the e.l.f. concealer, is almost a perfect match for me. I've, just recently discovered that my undertone is not actually warm as I thought, but I have more of a neutral undertone, maybe leaning a little bit peach So like I mentioned, this Milk Makeup Foundation Stick is a medium coverage foundation, but if I want a little more coverage in places, it builds up really well. Sometimes I'll just kind of dab it on my finger and pat it on top of those spots where I want to cover something up more. And unlike other foundation sticks that I've tried, this Milk Makeup one doesn't like drag across your skin, and it blends in super nicely. And I also noticed another problem that I usually have with my foundations is like the way they wear during the day. Makeup usually tends to break down more on my forehead, and then you can see where my dry patches are coming out, and it just kind of looks cakey and gross. But I absolutely love the way that this Milk foundation stick wears throughout the day. I really appreciate that, especially because I have really long days starting at like 7 or 8 in the morning going until 7 or 8 at night. So if you're someone who's looking for a stick foundation that's maybe more forgiving and glides really smoothly across the skin, I definitely recommend the Milk one. My next beauty favorite I'm going to talk about is actually a tool. This favorite is an eyeshadow brush. So this eyeshadow brush is from the collaboration between Morphe and Jeffree Star. It's just like a normal packer brush. For a long time, I avoided using any brushes like this because I feel like they really didn't pick up as much product as I wanted it to. I feel like every time I would just like go in with my ring finger or something, I would get more of that color on my lid. But I have absolutely loved using this brush. It is a synthetic hair brush, and it is my absolute favorite color. Even the bristles are pink and the handle is pink, and it just makes me really happy to use. It has this nice tapered shape to it, and it's really thin at the end. That makes me so happy to see sitting here on my makeup desk. It is absolutely perfect for packing that color right onto your lid, including glitter shades. And I tend to notice that synthetic hair brushes just kind of last longer and last through more washes than natural hair brushes do. Oh, I didn't even say the name of the brush. This is the JS11. I don't remember the exact name for it. I know there's another name for it, but I picked that up at Ulta, and I have just loved using it for really packing on that color because I really often do wear like a glitter shade on my lid, and it's just perfect for that. Speaking of glittery eyeshadows, my next favorite is definitely not a new product by any means, but is a new product to me. I actually got this as a Christmas present, and I have fallen in love with it. This favorite is the Natasha Denona Sunrise palette. This is the first Natasha Denona palette that I have tried, and it is one of her smaller palettes. But I actually really appreciate the size of this because it's nice to travel with. The packaging is just super great, and it has a nice big mirror on the inside. And I know a lot of people have spoken of Natasha Denona eyeshadow formula in the past, but it is just an absolute dream to work with. The shimmers are just so beautiful. You barely have to tap your brush in there, and you get so much color impact. I know some people are getting bored of the whole warm eyeshadow thing, but I am absolutely not bored of it at all. And I feel like this palette does it in a really interesting way too. The way that these yellow and orange shades are thrown in here, along with those staple champagne-y gold shimmers that are in there, it is just, I think, the perfect everyday eyeshadow for me as just a warm eyeshadow lover. And you can get so many versatile looks out of it. Both the matte and the shimmer formula in here are just such a dream to work with. They blend so beautifully together, and I love the color story of it. I could go on for so long about how much I love this palette, and it really, even though I know how expensive these palettes are, it really makes me want to try other Natasha Denona palettes, just knowing how much I love this one. My next favorite is another eyeshadow favorite. Yes, I am one of those people that wears eyeshadow every time they do their makeup because eyeshadow is just so fun and so colorful, and it's just one of my favorite steps in the makeup process. This next favorite is the Marc Jacobs Seequins Glam Glitter Eyeshadow, and I have it in the shade Stardust. So if you open this product up, don't you just love this glittery packaging? So if you open up this eyeshadow on the inside, you will notice that there's a little stopper here on the top that kind of packs the product down. And inside is not really, it's somewhere in between like a loose eyeshadow. It's not really loose because it doesn't come out. But why did I do that? So it's packed down in here. It is an eyeshadow, but it's a super, super glittery eyeshadow. And it just looks absolutely stunning and gorgeous and glitterly. To me, this eyeshadow is such a unique texture. It's a very packed down glitter, it seems like, but it's also an eyeshadow. It's like somewhere right in between a glitter and an eyeshadow, and just the way that it pops and stands out on the lid is gorgeous. I love to like pop this in the inner corner or just like pack it right into the center of the eyelid, and it just catches the light in such a beautiful way. I actually got this shade when it was on sale, so I think I picked it up for like 17 bucks, which is like an absolute steal for how much I love and use this product. You don't necessarily need to use a glitter glue with this. It sticks just as well onto normal eyeshadow primer. It plays well with other shadows and it just stands out so beautifully on the lid, and I am just definitely a sucker for glitter. Who isn't? Who doesn't love sparkly things? My second to last beauty favorite is this product right here. It is another e.l.f. product, and you see by my favorites that I love both high-end and more affordable products. I think that at both ends of the spectrum, you can get high-performing products. It doesn't matter how much money you spend, it just really matters about the formulation. So this product is the e.l.f. Primer Infused Blush, and I have mine in the shade Always Fiery. Always Fiery is this really pop-in like coral reddish shade, and I'm wearing it right now. Blush is one of those things that I feel like disappears the earliest out of all the makeup on my face, so I really appreciate this idea of a primer infused blush. I definitely notice a difference of wearing this blush versus some of my other blushes and how well it stays on during the day. And I'm not one of those people that is gonna, in the middle of the day, like reapply my makeup at school. I don't wanna like carry around my makeup, so whenever I put it on in the morning, like that's it, it's done. If it comes all off, then so be it. But this blush really hangs on tight, and the color is just beautiful to me. I think that this shade Always Fiery is exclusive to Ulta online, and I know they have other shades as well, and I can't wait to check those out too. And my final beauty favorite for this video is one that I have talked about in my I went to the Glossier pop-up store video. It is a product that I picked up in that video, and it is the Glossier Mango Balm.com. Yes, I know some people just talk about the fact that this is just Vaseline that's really expensive, but it is not just that to me. I am a person who has like chronically dry lips that I will layer on layers and layers of other kinds of lip balms, and it just doesn't make a difference. But this is one that I feel like can actually save my lips from the dry desert that they can be. And not only do they get really dry, but they get like really flaky and start to peel super easily. I know that is just a beautiful mental image. Because of that, I've become like a lip balm hoarder, and I have tried so many different lip balms, and this is just by far like my number one top. Yes, this is it. Like if you are a chronic dry lip sufferer like me, believe me, I get you. I most of the time like avoid any other lip products just because of how dry my lips get, but I cannot speak enough praise about this product right here. This product retails for $12, so yes, it is definitely expensive for a lip balm, but it is still less expensive than the Fresh Rose lip balm. I don't know, that one that they sell at Sephora for like $20, that really doesn't even make a difference. I have tried high-end, low-end, all of the lip balms you can imagine, and this is just my absolute star light of my life lip balm. I cannot go without this. If I ever leave home without it, I know it's not gonna be a good day. So this mango one is definitely the most delicious scent. It really like smells like mango candy. I know I want to try some of the other tints and the scents that they have just because I love it so much. And with that, that is all of my current beauty favorites. Let me know the makeup products slash beauty products that you are loving so far. This is one of my absolute favorite things, is just testing out new makeup products and seeing what works best for me and just playing around with color. And one of my favorite parts of the day is just sitting down in the morning and getting to do my makeup, because I just get to be creative in this way, and makeup is just so fun to me. So please let me know some of your current makeup beauty favorites down below. I would love to check them out and try them. Let me know if you've tried any of these and love them, or if you end up doing so in the future and what you think of them. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and until the next video, I will see you then. Bye!